Hi there folks, welcome to Dunsy's Guitar World 2. It's back despite public demand. Heavy Metal Sunday, where you get to watch an old heavy metal guy, me, looking through an old heavy metal magazine, in this case one from November the 4th to the 17th of 1982, the biggest issue ever. This could go on for some time, this video. It is Kerrang number 28. So like I do with all of these, I'll try and do it in one take with a minimal amount of editing. If you want to comment on any of the bands that are featured in this particular issue, please do let me know and I will scan some stuff in for you to pause and read at your leisure. So there we go. November 4 to 17, 1982. Camera in focus. 60 pence. Asia. It's hard to read with this pink lettering. Pat Benatar, Wishbone. I wonder if that's like a Wishbone Ash tribute band. Joan, Jett, Spies, Fist. Wrathchild, the mighty Wrathchild. Coney, Hatch, Cloven, Hoof, Kim Carnes, Merillion. Return of the supergroup. And you could also vote in the readers' poll. And there's AC/DC, Pages of Live Colour. So on page 1 we have the charts. I will scan that in for you. You can go on Spotify, make a playlist, or if you already have all these, well done. Singles, All Right Now, free. I'm guessing that's a reissue. Number 2, Burning Down One Side, Bobby Plant. Number 3, Gary Moore, Always Gonna Love You. Albums, Corridors of Power, the aforementioned Gary Moore. Number 2 was last week's number 1, Magic by Gillan, and straight in at number 3 we have Assault Attack by the Michael Schenker Group. Import albums, Hughes Thrall again. Local chart, Do Ya Feel Like Lovin' by Rocks, Metal Days by Man O' War, and The Way of the Rocket. I think that should be The Way of the Rocker by the Caught the Rejects. And then we have a big advert for the album's band. Here's an interesting story. My friend Ben from the Censors Things in Three Colours Red, he was telling me he knows the person who was on one of the guys who was one of the monks on the cover of the Wishfinder General album. It's a truly small world. I think he was a driver for Three Colours Red at some point. Anyway, so it says Soviet Invasion, Shiva, and Shiva Fire Dance, Witchfinder General, and Shiva. Fantasia, report by Steve Get Asia. There we go, some pictures of Asia. Now I did criticise prog rock in my last episode. Lost a few subscribers because of it, I expect. But, you got to be honest. I mean, I'm not the world's biggest fan of Asia, and if I needed one picture to tell me why I'm not, and I know it's of its time, but maybe they're the best band in the world and I just don't appreciate them. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong in the comments. Why am I wrong that Asia are not brilliant? But is that drum solo really necessary? I would argue it's not necessary. Status Quo, from the makers of that, was a metal box set, I think. No, I'm doing all this from memory, remember. Got coffee. Here we go. Merillion. Now Merillion, strangely enough, I do have a bit of time for, and also I found it strange that being involved in goth bands over the last sort of decade, the amount of goths that like Merillion. Some good tunes, yeah. 3 Boats Down from the Candy, that sort of thing. And what's the one that lasts for ages? Grendel. Those are great tunes. Mayhem. Who's in Mayhem? I'll scan that in for you and we'll read some of the stories. Over a gargantuan tumbler of cognac, and more than a Merry David Coverdale revealed he has just signed a deal with the legendary Geffen Records. So there's some news about Whitesnake there. Telephone, outrageously in quotes, outrageously successful in their native France. Did somebody famous not do backing vocals? Bruce Dickinson or something on one of their songs. Glam Rockers Rocks. Wishbone Ash off on a 36 date tour. My little cat walked in, see? Doing this live, folks. Comes upside that. There she is. My little cat. See? Likes to sit beside her dad. Talk about heavy metal. Where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, Wishbone Ash. I'm sure it was not rumoured at one point the Motley Crue were going on tour with them as support. Ian Gillan playing football. Tour dates. Oh, Aussie, Speak of the Devil, Glasgow Polo. That was Pete Way was playing bass on that tour, was that? Phil Collins, 12th night. Have I got any of their stuff? Maybe. Palace, I quite like Palace. Gary Sachs, Dumpy's Rusty Nuts, Bolts, still called Bolts at that point in time. And various other stuff. And then we're on to the legends. The legends. You ready for this? Cloven, Hoof. Look at those gentlemen there. What are they called? Air, fire, water and wind or something like that. I like that first EP, 4-track EP, what was it called? Can't remember. That's good. It's good. But then they did things like Rockin' in the USA, which was a bit more like Rocks, almost. Big advert for Whitesnake. Here I go again on my own. Sorry for that. Nervous Tension. Patricia Benatar. My friend Loz and I were just discussing the other day, what a great guitar player Neil Giraldo is. What an unbelievably tasteful guitar player. Cuts, who's reviewed, what albums are reviewed in this week's Cuts. I think I'm going to have to stop showing the pages because it keeps putting my camera out of focus. Venom, Black Metal. They don't give marks out of 10. But that's, what an album, eh? Defined a genre, or started a genre, I think. Hawkwind, Choose Your Mask. I like that as well. I liked that era of Hawkwind. Levitation and Choose Your Masks. Samson, Before the Storm, great album as well. Diamond Head, Living on Borrowed Time. Big Rock Goddess advert. On the Hold Up. Pat Benatar, Get Nervous. Good album that. Alice Cooper's Zipper Catches Skin. I'm trying to think of him. I'm not overly familiar with that one. Only own 2 or 3 Alice Cooper albums. Again, you know, I'm a fan, but not to the point of owning like every album. Tane Kane, Vendetta, Lino, and the Hellcats. Oh, that was Michael and Richie from Stars, I think. Hawkwind, the Choose Your Mask tour. Did they play Edinburgh? Oh, no, Edinburgh did there. Coney Hatch. Coney Hatch are brilliant. Don't say make me, but I will. I'll make you. I'll scan that in for you. I think it was a guitar player, singer. Was he not seriously injured in a car accident? And I think he ended up playing rhythm guitar with maybe Pat Travers at one point. But the 3 albums, like up till Friction, good. I think they put an album out maybe 10, 20 years ago. But the first 3, oh man. Who's in the singles? Judas Priest, Take These Chains. Rush, Subdivisions, In the Concert Halls. Brilliant tune. Quo, Caroline live at the SEC, or the NEC, no the SEC, NEC, sorry. Gillan, Long Time, Dead Ringer, Hot Licks, and Rock and Roll, Asia, etc, etc. Witchfinder General, the review is, if you still like early Sabbath material, then you'll probably revel in the sounds of Witchfinder General. Big advert for Pat Benatar. And, AC/DC, Cannon and Bell, tour 1982, an 8-page Kerrang souvenir. I won't scan this in because these will probably be copyrighted, but I think I can show them. Oh, maybe they've all been taken out. Oh no, just made that up. Angus gets a trim, but there's a Tom Petty advert right in the middle of it. I don't know what that would be. For those about to what? We salute you. Saw them in Edinburgh on that tour. Merillion. Where were they playing? Oh, they're still playing a nightclub at that point in time. Upstairs in the Playhouse. Moan Angus. Before he had his grey hair, which he's now sporting. At least he's got here. Pen pals. Where are we from here? We're from Denmark, California, New Jersey, Malmo, Sweden, California, Kristiansand, Sweden. Jack Starr. Well, like Jack Starr's Burning Star. Virgin Steel heavy metal from New York, featured on US Metal Volume 2, 40-minute current demo, 8 studio cuts and 2 live tracks on good cassette. So it's not on a rubbish cassette, it's on a good cassette. With picture, send £4 in US money to Jack Starr. Oh, imagine putting your own advert in there. I suppose he hadn't signed. He wasn't on Roadrunner. Music for Nations, I think the Burning Star album came out. Kim Carnes was a nice girl like this, doing in Kerrang indeed. She's got a good voice, Kim Carnes. Betty Davis eyes. That reminds me of the 80s. Wishbone Ash, still burning. Not the Blois the Cult song. Andy Powell with a legendary Flying V there. And Laurie Wiseworth there as well. Concerts, Fusion Concerts, Terraplane, Hanoi Rocks, Toto Or, Palace, Joan, Jett and the Damned. I think I hear my son coming in, so they're fast forward. Boom. Communication, I'll scan one of these in so you can laugh at it at your leisure. Steve Zodiac, so this is a highwayman. Spy Fidelity, Spies. My camera just did something funny there. SD card ran out of room, if you can believe that. I didn't think I'd been talking that long. Here you can vote for your fave raves in your 1982 Readers' Poll. Not a stripper poll, a Readers' Poll. And Sirith Ungle release. Is that how you pronounce that? Release their debut album, Frost and Fire. A skull-crushing sonic barrage guaranteed to convert the most discriminating metallurgist, catch the inescapable fury of their avalanche, intensity metal hurlant, defiantly the brightest metal hope for the 1980s. There you go. Killowatt, Kenny Jones and son Dylan. Here we go. Now I'm going to show you this because I love Wrathchild. Do you want my love? Well, according to Mr. Rocky Shades, I don't think they're on the best of terms these days. But those early days of Wrathchild, brilliant. Come there, Lance Perkins. Who's unarmed and ready? Bullet from Holland, Mean Arena. I remember seeing the name, but I don't know much about them. Strategy. I think my mate Ian was in a band called Strategy in Edinburgh, but that's not them. These are from Evesham. Newcastles Fist, turn the hell on. I'm back with a vengeance. Like Fist, very sorry. Proto Thrash. I think it was. You won't get me up in one of those. Classic cuts, cream badge. We don't need no stinking badges. On the road with the Jett set. Joan Jett. Joan with her 65 melody maker there. Used to belong to the chap in the Raspberries, I believe. Oh, the Hamer Vector V. Hamer Vector V. It's Joan. Yeah. On the back page. Oh, JJ French of Twisty's sister. I watched an interview with him recently. He's a cool dude. I like him. He, I think he's like a motivational speaker now, or something like that. But you know, he talks a lot of sense. He does talk a lot of sense. Good businessman. I guess a bit like what's his name, Gene Simmons. But I'm not going to say one's better than the other. They're both. I think they're both businessmen, and they do quite well. So there you go. That was it. When did he begin playing guitar? 1968. I was only 2 when he started playing guitar. So there you go, folks. So that was Heavy Metal Sunday number 28. You got to watch me and listen to me reading through Kerrang issue 28, which was November the 4th to the 17th of 1982, and it was the biggest ever issue. I'll have scanned some stuff in for you to read. As ever, I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Cheers for now.